Just catching up. Yesterday I did do a quick little bit about the tariffs and Trump, but a couple things were not clear, so let's clarify a few things. So, yesterday, Trump announced that there were going to be 10% tariffs across the board on all countries. He also said that any automobile not made in the United States would be subject to 25% tariffs. And then he also presented a big, giant board that somebody made in lovely Photoshop that listed a bunch of countries that had unfair tariffs that were just absolutely taking advantage of the United States. All of their tariffs, and he decided to put like half tariffs or retaliatory tariffs, as he's calling them, against those countries. So Canada was not on that big piece of Bristol board. We were not in that fancy little list. But unfortunately, that does not mean that Canada has walked away from this unscathed. Of course, at the moment, we still have our 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. That has not changed. And also, Trump is putting, obviously, we're going to get hit with the automotive tariffs because we're not the United States. And already the effects of that are being seen. Windsor has an auto plant that they're going to be shutting down for 2 weeks while the tariffs are going on. I don't know what 2 weeks is going to do. Maybe they're just trying to see if that this can all be sorted out and fixed in the next couple of weeks. So obviously not good. But it goes to show that Carney is dealing with Trump pretty decently, considering we weren't on that big board with a whole whack of retaliatory tariffs. Maybe Carney is handling Trump well and getting through to him. Of course, Carney spoke today, said that we are implementing our own 25% tariffs on any automobiles that do not fall under CUSMA. And that basically we just, as he's been saying multiple times before, that our relationship with the United States as we know it is never going to be the same. We can't trust the United States. Even if a Democratic president is voted in the next time, this is a lot of freaking damage that we have to manage in the next 4 years. And you can't trust that we won't end up with another Trump 8 years down the road, right? So Canada is going to have to highly focus on trade avenues elsewhere. And obviously, we're not going to walk away from this unscathed. We are going to have financial difficulties in Canada to do this, but not at the rate the United States is. Like, I don't know what delusions Trump is under, but that's great. He wants to bring manufacturing back to the United States, but that doesn't happen within days or weeks or even months. Hell, even years. Like, you're going to be a decade or so trying to bring manufacturing back to the United States. It takes a lot of money, too. And if you are crippling companies, especially the automotive industry, with all of these tariffs across the board, it's not even just Canada and Mexico anymore. You're hitting every fucking country out there. And ridiculous ones like Taiwan and China and Bangladesh. Like, do you know where you guys get most of your products from? You are going to cripple the American economy. And it's pretty evident that the rest of the United States gets that, or at least the economists and stuff, because the stock market was crashing again. Like, banks are saying that the United States, if the tariffs do not go away, will face a recession. He keeps talking about the golden age that was created because of tariffs and all this stuff. I don't think you finished reading the paragraph, or at least the page, in regards to the golden age, because it was tariffs that caused the stock market crash of the 1920s. But anyway, Canada has to focus on Canada now. And at least we're walking away from this a little less worse off than we thought we were going to be. Now, that doesn't mean that these can't change. I mean, they seem to think that there might be tariffs coming towards later for our lumber industry. So, I mean, things could always change. I mean, tomorrow Trump could have a taco he doesn't fucking like from Taco Bell and decide to suddenly drop more tariffs on Canada because he just had a bad day. I mean, the man is unhinged. Remember when everyone said that Hillary would be a bad president because women are too emotional and unpredictable? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so the stock market is crashing. The banks are freaking out. Apparently, Elon is going to be stepping away soon, so at least there's some good news there. But he's already done massive damage, and I don't think his team is going away as much as he is. So, to my American friends, how you hanging in there? You okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. We were supposed to be your emotional support Canadians, but we got our own trauma being caused by Trump, so you're kind of on your own. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, so here we go.